One of my most anticipated games, I would probably say, of all time at this point, was Starfield. And not because I'm excited to play a buggy ass Bethesda game, but because I was excited to see what they had to offer for the sci-fi genre. Trust me, when we're looking at what's out there right now, not a lot of good shit. We have busted, broken ass Elite Dangerous Odyssey, which has all been but abandoned at this point. We have Star Citizen, which will never, ever be completed, and we have No Man's Sky, which has actually done a pretty good 180 from where it came, and we all remember where it came from, to where it is now with the content updates and the changes that they have put forth. But now we have Starfield being announced with some gameplay that actually shows a lot of cool things on the horizon for the game. Now, a lot of people are talking about the end of that extended gameplay demo when the good old Star-Lord Todd Howard put out there that you can explore over 1,000 planets within 100 different systems in Starfield. And while that sounds absolutely phenomenal, we gotta dial it the fuck back. We all remember what happened when No Man's Sky was first announced. The whole world was fooled into believing Sean Murray and the ability to explore all these lush, crazy, exotic planets, when in reality, it's all just going to a procedurally generated planet that doesn't really have much going on. And I'm seeing a lot of comparisons to Starfield to No Man's Sky, Starfield to Star Citizen. I want to talk about it all here. So if you guys can, leave a like on the video if you do end up enjoying it. If you don't, leave a dislike down below and tell me how much of a fucking idiot I am. I know you're going to do that anyway. Honestly, the more and more I think about this 1,000 planet, 100 systems, I get increasingly more pissed off because Bethesda doesn't understand what makes them Bethesda. We all joke, we all meme, Bethesda games are usually buggy and broken on launch and subsequently years and years after, until you get the modding community to come in and clean their shit up. That being said, Bethesda's main bread and butter is the fact that they handcraft their worlds to create engaging stories. I really enjoyed what was going on in Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Skyrim, Morrowind, Oblivion. All of those games had incredible narratives and an incredible world that they then weaved everything in and out of. Everywhere you went in Fallout 3 felt like it had something to do, some sort of connection. It felt like you were progressing and everything was tied together in such a beautiful way. Skyrim the same way. It's the reason why people still play Skyrim to this day. The world they crafted is so amazing, on top of the mod support that you can throw in there to make the game itself even better. The world, the narrative, and the lore is what keeps people engaged. And when you go the route of procedurally generating worlds, it's not going to be a Bethesda title in the general sense. There is not going to be a reason to visit 1,000 planets. And if Bethesda does give us a narrative that ties together every single planet and every single system, and it all makes sense, and there's a million fucking hours of campaign, then I will take back everything that I say here. But trust me, we have seen this. We have been down this road multiple times before. Now, here's the thing. Starfield has a lot of cool things going for it. The ship customization and that cross-out style vehicle builder looks insane. The fact that you can then populate your ships with NPCs, you can then build outposts, which is basically what happened in Fallout 4, but a little bit better. You can bring people in, NPCs that you meet, and they can run your outposts for you. What I don't want to see, speaking of outposts, is me having to fly to Alpha Centauri and fucking X1 whatever planet and have to save an outpost from fucking Preston calling me and being like, hey, an outpost is under attack. I don't want that shit.
Damn it.
I tell my girlfriend all the time, bigger is not always better. And in this case, I think Starfield is going to be 1,000 miles wide, but half an inch deep. And I really fucking hate that, because that is not the reason why I play Bethesda titles. Again, visually, I think the game looks really, really good. I saw a lot of people saying that it looks like old technology, old tech, old visuals. Personally, for me, I can see the upgrades from Fallout 4, although I do see that skeleton, that engine skeleton, still running on this game. Trailer looked like it had some chugging. Some of the enemy animation frame rates were a little bit dropped down. You notice some chugging here and there throughout combat sequences. Speaking of combat, this looks like it has some of the worst FPS mechanics that I have seen in quite some time. Now, it could be because of the way the characters spec'd. It could be the weapon that they were using for the trailer. All I know is I saw bullets hitting every single corner of the fucking screen. Like you were just like, look, this is what the shooting looks like, okay? I don't want that at all. Now, granted, we don't know what was going on under the hood. We don't know what the specs are of the weapon, but holy, oh Lord, fuck, did that look frustrating to play. The AI look like they aren't, they're literally just there is no intelligence to be had. They are artificial underscore at this point. I watched one just get shot in the back like 6 times out here looking like 50 Cent and nothing happened. He didn't even look around. He wasn't even just like, oh, what the fuck? No, he just looked dead. The other one just decided to charge at him. They have some with pistols who look like they're shooting like stormtroopers. I understand you have to turn down the difficulty for the trailer, but can you make it look like they're even a challenge at all? This guy gets peppered up like a piece of Swiss cheese. Why are you even there? Who hired you? Was it your first day? Have you ever used a weapon? That being said, the scale here, although I don't really care about flying around to a bunch of empty planets with nothing to do on them, it is impressive from a tech perspective, but from a gameplay perspective, which is why I play Bethesda games, is for the narrative and the gameplay, I just don't see it yet. There's this mysterious story shrouded around finding an artifact, as if we haven't seen that in every sci-fi game fucking ever. I want to be excited, like literally on paper, the skills, the weapon crafting, the spaceship building, the fucking character customization, the world itself, the visual style I actually like a lot. There's a lot of good things about this project, but then when they go on and they throw all of these huge tech buzzwords around like 1,000 planets and 100 systems and shit, that's when you realize that the core story is going to start taking a back seat to tech. We're also seeing a conversation online about the comparisons to Star Citizen. Is Starfield the killer of Star Citizen? It's not. Star Citizen has no competition right now. And what I mean by that is, even though both of these games target the same kind of demographics, Star Citizen's tech feat, if they eventually do it, is the fact that they're going to have thousands of players all interacting within one shared universe. The ambition there is infinitely higher than Starfield, and that's okay. Star Citizen is trying to play in a league of its own, selling ships on napkins and never completing that fucking game, and if that's their goal, they're absolutely killing it. Starfield is targeted towards the single player crowd. You could compare this to a game like Squadron 42. Squadron 42 is the single player version of Star Citizen that also isn't out yet and features a bunch of star-studded cast that we haven't really seen much of yet. Squadron 42, I don't know when the fuck that's coming out. Starfield, if it comes out before Squadron 42, and there's a very good chance that it will be the most ambitious game out there of all time. You could compare this to Elite Dangerous. Elite Dangerous can't do what Starfield is showing in this trailer. Now, is the trailer bullshit? Based on the last 3 or 4 years of the games industry, I would say that 80% of the shit that we saw in here is total horseshit. And I want to believe so bad that Starfield is that project for me, but I can't. I'll be honest, man, the industry has beaten us down so bad with shit fucking releases, the Cyberpunks, the 2042s, the Anthems, the fucking garbage that we have gotten over the past 5 years has made me just have to question everything about this, specifically with guys like Todd Howard. Todd Howard is the most likable liar in the industry. And I like Todd Howard, but he lies all the fucking time. It just works. Fallout 76 was a fucking disaster. So the track record going into Starfield isn't the hottest. It needs to run well, it needs to shoot well, and there needs to be shit to actually do that pushes the story forward instead of landing on a planet, scanning a plant, killing some monsters, and then going to another planet. Because if that's all it is, I don't even want to fucking play it. Simple things they could do is going to, let's say, a central hub in one of the planets, and we get like SOSs from other planets, and then we go on rescue missions and shit to try and rescue NPCs. Imagine going into like a snow planet, and you have to like navigate through, you know, a huge snowstorm to try and find somebody. You go out, and your suit has like a temperature gauge, and it becomes almost like a survival expedition. You bring them back, and then you can set them to work on your outpost. Shit like that would be super fucking awesome. So the experiences aren't so baseline as scanning and collecting fucking rocks on a planet. We want an epic sci-fi narrative with a lot of those beats, and I think they could pull it off, but the idea of pulling it off across 1,000 planets just sounds like total bullshit to me, which means now I have to temper my expectations for the actual experience that we're going to be getting when we go to these planets. Is this game the No Man's Sky killer? We don't even know how the fucking game is going to be played. So for all those YouTubers calling this a Star Citizen killer, shut the fuck up. You have no idea what we're talking about yet, and that's what marketing is designed to do. I'm excited for Starfield because I want to see if it's going to come out and be a good sci-fi game, or if it's going to be yet another disaster in a ever-growing and changing list of fucking disasters in this industry. There is no game out there that I'm rooting for more than Starfield to be good, and I hope you guys are on board for that. I am going to be following Starfield up until the launch, up to the subsequent post-launch, because it's hitting so many boxes for me, and that's what actually scares me. Because if you guys have been in the channel for a while, you know when I get excited for something usually happens, maybe a couple things that totally throw off every piece of excitement that the community then has for the game, and I'm just expecting it to happen. There's a catch. The game literally sounds too good to be true, which means I'm now looking for that catch to pop up. Haven't seen it yet, but I'll be watching very, very closely. I want to know what you guys think, though. Are you excited for Starfield? What did you think of the overall Xbox showcase? Leave a comment down below. While you're down there, like the video. If you guys want to support the channel, become a member. 99 cents a month is the lowest tier we have, so you guys can get your foot in the door. You have access to emotes. You have access to the private Discord. My name is Big Fry. Thank you guys for watching, man. Stay safe. Be kind. I'll see you on the next one.